Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do a get ready with me and a chit chat, and I'm going to share a very heartwarming story with you. So stick around, let's get started. I did want to let you know there was a few videos that I shot where I was wearing this t-shirt, this Gray is Gorgeous t-shirt. I designed these in my Teespring store. So if you're interested in picking up one of these cute t-shirts or perhaps a hoodie, although right now it's summertime, I also have a few more items that say Gray is Gorgeous in my store, and I will list them down below in the description box. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see a link and you can click on that. It's exclusive. It just goes to my store. So it's a completely safe link to click on. And if you'd like to purchase some of the merchandise I created, that helps me out greatly, and enjoy. And they come in many colors. So there you go. All right. So I have to tell you this story. It's an account, really. It's not a story. It's happening. It's really happening. All right, so I was out doing my property management duties, which is filling, checking the pool chemicals and everything. Summer's really busy here on the property. We've got a lot of people swimming, and I have to make sure everything is, is right for that. And so I see this bird, okay? A crow. I love crows, by the way. I absolutely love them. I think they're very intelligent. I love birds of all types. And I see this crow out there, and it's like cruising around. I saw it actually the day before, and it was out back behind my place here. And it was just hopping around in the bushes. And I thought, oh, is he grounded? Can he fly? So I didn't give it too much thought. I went to work, came home, fine. I didn't see him when I got home, so I figured, oh, he's fine, took off, right? So then the next day I go out, and I'm out front, and I was going to go check the pool chlorine levels and everything. So I go out there, and he's out in the pool enclosure area, and there's a family out there and they're swimming. And I asked a lady out there, I said, what happened to him? He had fallen into the pool, and they didn't see him when they got into the pool, but somehow when the kids were playing, they saw him floating in the pool. And so they took they scooped him out and put him on the lawn to dry out his feathers. So I thought, okay, that's great. He's safe, but he wasn't flying, and he was soaking wet. So I thought, okay, well, maybe. So she put a chair there so he could be safe, like protected while he dried off in the sun. And so we both thought, okay, fine. As soon as his feathers are dry, he can fly, and he'll just take off and he'll fly, and it's not going to be a problem. Okay, so this is where he fell into the pool yesterday. This is our pool enclosure here. So he fell in, and there's actually some crows out this morning. Went back out there to check on him later, and he had made the family was gone. They went back to their unit, and the bird was gone. He went up underneath the fence and took off. And so I was thinking, okay, well, he's still not flying, so I have some pet carriers. And I thought, okay, I'll get a pet carrier, we'll scoop him up, and we'll take him to the bird rescue. And so I took a pet carrier and went out there, and he was in a bush, and I thought, okay, fine. I put some gloves on, I picked him up, I put him in the pet carrier. My husband was out there with me waiting, and one of his parents swooped down, and I didn't see this because I had my head down and I was putting him in the pet carrier, had swooped down and within about 5 feet of my head. And so I put him in the pet carrier, and okay, so it was after 5 o'clock. So I called the bird rescue, and of course they were closed. So on the bird rescue message, they said, if you have a bird and you get us on our off hours, this is what you do. You put them in a cool, dry, dark place, and give them something warm to sit in, and don't feed him. And so that's what I decided to do. So we have a pool clubhouse, and so I put him in the pool clubhouse where I could lock the door where no one would disturb him, and he could recover from his flight and almost drowning in our swimming pool situation, and just relax without having any predators around, because we have a lot of cats and other animals here. And so I thought it would be best to be the safest place. And because, when you handle birds from the wild, you don't know if they're ill or they're carrying a disease or something. So you really have to be careful. So, I had my mask on, my gloves on, and I'm going to put him in a place where, if that was the case, it would be a safer situation. So that's what we did. And I'm going to show you here, I'm going to cut to some footage where we pick him up and I take him to the bird rescue. There, sweetie. All right, we're going to take you to the bird rescue. Okay, so we are taking you back home. It turns out that he's a fledgling, and they live on the ground for about 2 weeks. And so we're going to take him back home to his parents where we live, and we're going to make sure that he's safe and protected for the time that he is developing his muscles and his strength to fly for the first time. There's your baby. Oh, yay! There's your baby. There's your baby. There's your baby. Go, baby, go. Okay, so I released him back to his parents, and as you can see, the mother was totally happy. The mother or the father, they had come and they had taken him. And he tends to wander off and give his parents quite a fright. but we have been able to corral him. And at some points I was getting out there and I was corralling him, kind of like herding him like like sheep. Come on, go over here, go over here. It's so funny. And walking behind him, and as he's walking down the pathway. Anyway, so cute. I did want to share that story with you. If you follow me on my channel, you'll know that I rescue a multitude of animals. It just, for whatever reason, it happens to me. So I am glad to be there for nature and for all the beautiful animals out there. I rescued a bobcat that got hit by a car on a highway. Was it last year or the year before? And last year I rescued a rattlesnake who just happened to be at a location I was. And I didn't even see him at first, but when I spotted him, I was like, oh my gosh, that's a baby rattlesnake. So there's a rattlesnake rescue in our town, believe it or not. And that same rescue had gotten like 90, I forgot the number, like an obscene amount of rattlesnakes out from under one lady's house here in our county. So very scary, but of course I did not handle the rattlesnake. I did not get close to the rattlesnake. I let the professionals handle that 100%. So those were my rescue adventures, and this one's my rescue adventure for this current year. All right, so the brows are on. And now we're going to prime our lids for Chateau, if I can find what I'm looking for. Oh, here it is. So I'm using the e.l.f. primer. Hope you're liking this story. This is more about makeup. I'm sorry, this is more about the rescue than it is about makeup today. But, you know, I thought you would enjoy that. It's a happy ending. We like happy endings. I don't know if it's the bright lights here that are melting my makeup before it even gets on. All right, so let's go into this thing. Okay, tour of this palette. Tour. There we go. That's the color story there. Gorgeous. I don't know what I'm going to do today. We're just gonna play. All right, I'm using my e.l.f. blending brush. I have been absolutely loving this blending brush because it's so easy to clean off. I can just do my microfiber. Look at that. It just comes like totally clean. And I've used this. I have not washed this for a while. Sorry. All right. What should we do? Oh my gosh. I'm so curious about some of these. All right. I'm going to use Capital down here. Capital, this color. It's kind of like a peachy color. I'm going to use that in my crease. All right, so here we go. We're going to test these again and see. Okay. All right. Ooh, pretty. All right, so maybe that other palette. Oh, that's a really pretty color. Maybe that other Revolution palette that I bought, maybe the problem was that it was all pastels and they were shimmers. A lot of them were shimmers. They had a few mattes in there, but a lot of those were shimmers, and maybe those were just too light for me. That's maybe what the problem was. So, you know, sometimes I get frustrated at these things and I just say what I say on camera, but you know, if I continued to use that other palette, I may have been able to have a few of them work for me, but I was disappointed. And so I have to state that if that's what's really happening, since my videos are completely unscripted. So, you know, if that's how I felt about it at the moment, that's how I felt about it. This is looking very promising. So there you go. And when I say a palette's bad, I don't mean the whole line is bad. I'm just going to say that for the record right now. When I say I really don't like this palette, and you know, it doesn't mean that the whole line of Makeup Revolution is bad. It just means that that particular one wasn't working for me. So, and everybody's going to have different needs. I do want to state that as well. Everybody's going to have different needs depending on your skin tone, all of that stuff, as far as shadows are concerned. What works for one may not work for another. May be too pigmented for my light skin sometimes. There may be too much dust off. It may be really hard to work with. It might be more of a professional palette, but so far so good. This color is absolutely gorgeous. And I think it went on very well and very easy. And that's what I like, because when I'm getting ready for work, I can't do a whole lot of fussing. So I don't know what the look's going to be today. I was kind of thinking about playing with this navy blue that's in here. It's pretty dark. It is matte. This color I just put on is a matte color as well. But I'm going to wipe my brush off. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to blend that just a little bit. So now that I know what it does and how much to put on there, and this is again why buying more inexpensive eyeshadow, at least to start. I'll be a small pointy brush here. I'm going to go back into Maxim. That's that blue color. And I'm going to put that just at the base of my lash line here. And I'm actually, this is part of my project pan, I guess that's what they call it these days, where I'm actually using up product. So I'm almost down to half a bottle. And you don't need a lot of this. I like to apply this in 2 layers. So I'll just put a little bit on first, and then I can layer up if I want to. Okay, this is the e.l.f. and this color is Always Rosy. I just love this. It's so pretty. So there it is there. It's kind of peachy, but I think it will go well with this because we used, see where we're using those blue, see that color there? That's the color we used in our crease. And then we've got that blue that we used, and then we used that brown there. So I think this color will go very well with it. And I hope I have a clean brush. If not, I use my microfiber towel from Dollar Tree, and it works really well to clean brushes off. All right. And I'm going to put this up high because I want my face to go upward. I don't want to go this way because that's not going to give me a facelift. This will. I'll put it up here pretty high, and you can always place it like this if you're unsure about. Just kind of pat place that as well. All right, so I put that there. And then I'm going to go back over that with a little bit of Maxim, this color here. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my lowers. I'm going to use this, but I'm telling you that if you have a problem with mascara smearing on the bottom, don't do this. But because this one does not, I do this with a waterproof one. So I'm going to put a little bit of this down here. To make sure my camera was still turned on. Okay, there we go. See, my eyes look so much bigger. Very moist and creamy. If you're looking for a fantastic lipstick and you want it to be shiny and creamy and moist and come in really great colors and be gluten-free, I highly recommend the Wet n Wild. And also, it's inexpensive. Thank you so much for watching. As always, click subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos. Click like if you like the content of this video. That always helps my channel. And we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.